Yay. Okay. So, Francis, we're doing your reading here. So, again, this is the life reading. It's 21 cards, and it covers you and situations you're in now, situations with your home and family life, career and hobbies. Okay, anything that you do to make money, um, love and relationships. And when I say that, when I say love and relationships, I'm not only talking about romantic relationships, okay, because sometimes you get relationships that have to do with friends, coworkers, peers, stuff like that. And then we talk about some future outcomes. And then we talk about the advice that's given to you by the powers that be.
Okay.
Okay. So, Francis, what is your zodiac sign?
Gemini.
Gemini. And how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 39. I'll be 40 on the 26th of this month.
Oh, happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Okay, you are married. Any little ones running around?
No, I have a stepdaughter, but she doesn't live with us. And
Okay.
she's an adult now, so.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start shuffling the cards. All right. And then, then I'm going to start dealing them, and
Okay.
then we'll get right into it. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
So I'd like for you, just to focus on you, and tell me when to stop shuffling. Okay. Oops.
Okay, you can stop.
All right. Gotta make room here. I keep forgetting that this is like the really long spread. That over there. Okay. Any card that you can't see, I will do my best to hold up to the camera when I get to them. Because I know that there's a glare over here from the lights. So how did you find me on Twitch? I'm just curious.
Psychic I am.
Psychic I am. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love Psychic I am.
Yeah, she's so funny. I love her personality.
Okay. I've never seen a barbecue lighter that has the cool little flexible neck.
I was looking at that. I'm like, wait a minute, I've never seen one like that.
Okay. So these cards here talk about you and situations that you're in and how you feel about those situations. Okay.
Okay.
So the first card is the card of the Hermit. Okay, and right now you're kind of feeling a little lost. And why I say that is because the card of the Hermit, he's all about taking a step back, shining the light all around everything to see what's going on around him and what's the best path to take. So right now you could be struggling with some decisions. You could be wondering what's going to be happening next for you. But he's all about, when he's in reverse, he's about not being sure of what his next step really should be.
Okay.
The card of the Hanged Man. This is about, and this is really a good card, in most situations, because the Hanged Man is a very imaginative person. Okay, so he tends to see things not for what they are, but for what he wants them to be. So he's kind of goal oriented. He's like, look, this is what I envision, and in that vision, I'm going to work towards making that vision a reality.
Okay.
Okay, makes sense so far?
Yep, definitely.
Okay. The card of the Hierophant talks about spirituality. Okay, this is about you being a very spiritual person, not necessarily religious, but definitely spiritual. You have a belief in something higher than yourself. Um, but this is also about you really kind of wanting to get even more in touch with your spiritual beliefs or practices. Okay,
Mhm.
learning about maybe different ways of doing things, different spiritual paths or religions. Oh, hi, kitten. Where'd you come from? He just did that. Like, oh, Dad, stop.
So cute.
Right, baby? Yeah. Sorry, cat takes priority over everything. He's the boss.
I understand.
And the other thing is the Eight of Cups, and this is the I'm feeling kind of lonely card.
Mhm.
This is, you're normally this card means that you're kind of moving forward or progressing in a way and leaving people behind.
Mhm.
So, but for you, I just kind of feel like you just miss being around people.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. um, and you're feeling like you're losing touch with everybody, and or you feel like you've turned your back on a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, like, are you used to like big social gatherings and stuff like that?
Yeah, I definitely well, yeah, December. Well, one obviously with what's going on, I'm not able to see like a lot of my family, which has been really hard, especially like my grandmother who I haven't seen, and I'm extremely close with her. I did FaceTime her, which was good because my sister was there, but that and then just a lot of the friends and like my old colleagues, like we would go out after work and stuff like that. So I do miss that.
Okay. So let me ask a question, and the reason I'm asking is because I'm looking at the cards as I'm going through them.
Hmm.
Because this area over here talks about career. Are you currently working right now?
I actually just was hired. I haven't started yet. It's totally different from what I was doing before. I I'm scheduled to start on the 11th, working from home,
Okay.
and this has been after I haven't worked for quite some, at least about a year now.
Okay. Well, the only reason why I ask is because we're talking about the hermit, and the hermit kind of like, okay, I don't know which direction I want to go. I don't know if I'm making the right choices.
Hmm.
And then I'm looking at the chariot over here. Now, I'm going to be starting over here about family and stuff, but this
Hmm.
is all about giving up control.
Yeah.
Okay, this is about you taking a step into the driver's seat, into the passenger seat instead of the driver's seat, letting the universe get into the driver's seat and steering you where it wants to take you. So that's just
Hmm.
kind of why I was looking at that. I kind of felt like those were related.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, let's talk about home and family life for you. Okay, so the card of judgment, which is this card. eh, Okay,
Okay.
judgment is the karma card. Okay, so when judgment is right side up, it just means that you're making the right choices, things. And when I say the right choices, I'm talking about healthy choices. Okay, things that benefit you, that don't hold you back. I'm talking about choices that are in yours and everyone else's best interests for those that you live with. I don't know if it's just you and your husband. I don't know if you have anyone else living with you. But the card is saying that right now there's been choices that have been made. Okay, that really weren't in your best interest. So for you, this could be money management. This could be, diet stuff. This could just be general upkeep of the home. Okay.
Hmm.
But basically, it's really just saying that you want to take a look at those choices and re examine them and maybe make a change. Okay. They're not
Hmm.
saying you're doing anything wrong or you're doing anything bad, like, oh my God, you're going to hell because you decided to make this choice or anything like that. They're just saying, look, take a step back, look at the choices that you're making and see if you can modify it to make things even better for yourself.
Hmm.
Okay.
Makes total sense.
The card of the Two of Pentacles is your next card, and this is in reverse. Okay, this is actually a concern card for you. You're concerned about getting overwhelmed, right? As you said, you're going to be
Hmm.
starting a new job. You're going to have all new responsibilities, and you still have the responsibilities of your home life, you know,
Hmm.
and whatnot. And you're just very, very concerned about being overwhelmed by this. Okay. The Two of Pentacles, when he's right side up, he's all about being able to juggle multiple things at the same time with ease, not being a problem. When he's in reverse, it's like, he's still able to do it, but it's a struggle.
Hmm.
Okay. The Knight of Swords is what's kind of going on now for you. And this is the Knight of Swords. He's the heroic part of the Knight in Shining Armor. He's the one that comes in, saves the day, make everything all better. Okay. And this is kind of what you're counting on your husband for. right? Not to like make everything better, but to make things easier for you.
Mm-hmm.
But the Knight of Swords also talks about interference, and it's unwanted interference. So like you're trying to be heroic, you're trying to be helpful, but it's like, you know, you need to step back and let me do this. Okay, so there could be some of that when, even though you want your husband to help, he may end up helping too much, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So just keep in mind that communication is going to be clear. It's going to be key for that. Like, you know, please do what I ask you to do. Please don't do more.
Okay.
Right? Because you're going to be.
And that's me telling him that, like,
Mhm,
don't do more.
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Because I don't see him telling you that.
True.
But it's for you. It's like, you know, like let's say you're having an issue, you know, I mean, obviously you're going to be working remotely, so there's technology involved, and I'm just using that as an example based on what happened today. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say you're having an issue. He fixes the issue and he goes, well, hang on, babe, I want to go, let me make this easier for you, let me make this a little bit easier for you. And you're like, no, I just needed this handled.
Yeah. That's actually what happened right before this with the whole video thing, to be honest. He's like, oh, well, let me try this. I said, it's already late. It's fine.
Okay, so the Six of Swords is the next card here. Okay, now the Six of Swords is about repeat patterns.
Okay.
Okay, so when the Six of Swords is right side up, it goes from it goes from a place of hostility, anger, war, strife, unrest, to a place of tranquility and peace. When it's in reverse, as it is here, it just says that you may be repeating some past mistakes or going through some things that you've done in the past that maybe you haven't learned from.
Okay.
Now, again, these are not horrible things. Okay, they may be a little difficult, they may be a little unpleasant, but it's not like your world is going to be turned upside down because of it. Okay, it's just some things you may find are going to repeat, and you know, hopefully, whatever it is that you're supposed to get out of that, you'll get out of it, and then it won't repeat anymore.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's talk about working career and hobbies and stuff like that. Okay. So we already talked about the Chariot being in reverse, and the card of the Chariot in reverse is about the giving up of control.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is like, you know what, God, you know, I don't know if you believe in God, I don't know if you believe in spirits, I don't know what it is you believe in, the universe or holy coffee pot, whatever it is. But you're like, you know what, you take care of this. You know what, I've tried doing it my way, it hasn't been working. Give me something that is the best suited for me. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so, and that's what you did to get where you are now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What led you to this point, okay, was in the past with the Emperor. That's about you wanting to be in control. You want to do things your way. Okay.
Very true.
You are not a fan of being told what to do, how to do things. Okay. You're just kind of like, you know what? Just tell me what needs to be done, and I'll do it my way. Just get out of my way,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll make it happen.
Very true.
Okay. Where you are now is the card of the Ten of Swords. Okay. Now, the Ten of Swords in reverse is actually a really good card. Okay, upright, not so good. In reverse, perfect.
Okay.
And the reason being is that this is about trust. Okay, you're getting to the point now because you put your trust in the universe or your holy coffee pot, God, spirits, angels, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're starting to learn to trust a little bit more. So now that trust is being extended to people. So now it's like, okay, you're going to start this job, you're going to go through training, and you're going to be trusting the person that's telling you what it is you need to do and how you go about doing it to show you the right things.
Okay.
Okay, so this is about breaking from that past where in other jobs you may have had, you're like, you know, maybe something has happened, you felt like somebody was leading you wrong, or you felt like you had a better way of doing things and people weren't receptive. Well, in this case, people will be receptive as long as you do it their way first.
Okay.
Okay. And ultimately, inside working career is the Five of Swords in reverse, also a really good card. Okay, because this is about you not feeling like you need to prove anything to anybody. Okay, you're going to end up being very confident in what you do once you get into the swing of it. Okay, you're not going to be like, well, I need to do this, I need to show up this person because I'm afraid that if I don't keep it, you know, performing at my peak level, that I might lose my job or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to feel that way. You're actually going to feel very much at home. I mean, you're going to be
Okay.
working from home, but I mean, you're going to be feeling very much like you fit in and you belong there.
Okay.
Okay. And also, don't worry about feeling like, I don't know if you were hired because they had to get rid of somebody else or whatnot, but understand you're not taking anybody else's place. This was actually meant for you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So now let's go on over to love and relationships. Now, once again, I want to emphasize that not all of this is going to sit inside the area of romance. Like most of this looks like it is, but I need to give that warning because sometimes as I'm reading, I'll get information about relationships that you may have with a friend, a coworker, stuff like that. And I don't want you to think like, I'm saying, oh, well, you're being all romantic with your best friend. No, that's not what I mean. Okay.
Got
Um,
it.
so overall, the card of the star talks about your love life, okay, and your relationships, and that says that you're very good at at trusting your instincts with it. Okay, you have a very, very good connection with yourself and your higher self or your higher power,
Mhm.
and you've used that guidance to steer you where you are now in the relationship that you have.
Mhm.
Okay, and it's a very positive thing because a lot of people go through life like, oh, well, is this the one, or is that the one, or maybe I should only date this one for a little while, and then I'll date this one for a little while, and then maybe I'll fall in love and pick somebody. You're like,
Yeah.
nope, I know what I want, I know what I'm going after, I found the type of person that I want, and now we're married. Okay, the card of the lovers is actually echoing that statement, meaning that the two of you were supposed to be together and destined to be together.
Okay.
Okay, which is the card of the sixth card of the major arcana, which is the lovers. This is like finding that twin flame, that soulmate.
Got it.
Okay, so I understand what I'm being told is that your relationship, it wasn't like a sweep you off your feet type of relationship when the two of you met. I'm being
Mhm.
told that it was more like, okay, it took a little bit of time to get to know each other, and really in the beginning you weren't 100% sure, but
Yep.
then as time went on, you're like, you know what, this kind of feels right.
You hit the nail on the head.
Okay. Um, now, do you have? Okay, so I know one of your grandmothers is still alive. Do you have one that passed? Because there's an older feminine energy that's stepping forward.
Yes. I actually never met her. It's my father's mother. She passed away with my dad, who I think was like 12 years old.
Okay, so she's here, and like she's the one that's kind of guiding a lot of this.
Okay.
So, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing. She's a very sweet lady, just so you know. At least she's being very sweet to me.
Oh
Um,
wow. Nice.
because I'll tell you, I've had some of them that have come through like that have been not so sweet.
Yeah.
um, but anyway, like when I'm showing this being shown the symbol of the heart from her, which
Mhm.
means that since we're talking about your love and relationships, she actually approves and she's very happy that you are with who you're with,
Okay.
and she's giving me all the details.
Uh-oh. Okay.
um I'm not talking about the juicy stuff. I'm just like everything that I've told you so far is the stuff that she's been telling me.
Okay.
All right. um but there's some financial issues that have happened inside this relationship. Okay,
Yes.
which is the Eight of Pentacles, and it's almost like, and to me it's strange, but it's a very good strange. Like it's like, wow, that kind of works. It's not traditional, but it works.
Mhm.
It's like both of you had to lean on each other at certain times for finances. Like you'd have a job and he
Mhm.
wouldn't, or he'd have a job and you wouldn't, and the two of you would be bouncing off of each other for finances.
Yeah. True.
um but the Eight of Pentacles, when it's in reverse, it just means that so when that's in the career section, that just means that you haven't found something that you really, really enjoy and get a lot of satisfaction out of, on top of being able to make what you're supposed to make from it, like being paid what you're worth instead of peanuts. But in
Mhm.
this, it just talks about that even though that money has played a large part of your relationship, you haven't based your relationship solely on money. Okay, there's
Mhm.
true love and an emotion there. So it's not like you were going into this looking for a sugar daddy or he was looking in for a sugar mama. This was all, you know what, we just have to work together and we're going to have to lean on each other because, finances are what they are.
Mhm.
Okay. The card of the moon says that you are a more of a logical person than an emotional person. Okay,
Mhm.
that you tend to make your choices based on the facts instead of getting all upset, not upset, but getting all emotional and be like, you know what, I'm just going to go with my gut. This
Mhm.
is more like, this is what's in front of me, this is what I think I need to do, honey, what do you think?
Mhm.
um but your husband's the opposite.
He is.
Okay, well, my gut instinct tells me that we need to go do this, and you're like, but honey, look at what's in front of us.
Yeah.
And that tends to be sometimes a bit of a battle.
Mhm. It is.
Okay. But also understand that, excuse me, I get parched when I talk a lot.
Oh, it's okay.
That when when the two of you got together and whatever, it's not that you were unfeeling, because you did have feelings for him. But even then, when you decided to make the commitment to date, to then be in a formal relationship, to then be engaged, to then be married, you did it in a very logical and methodical manner.
Mhm.
Okay, it wasn't like, oh, honey, we met yesterday, and I want to marry you tomorrow. Okay, wasn't like that. Okay, this was like, you know what? I think this would be a good time for us. We're in a good place right now. Did you guys get married in the warmer months?
Yeah, we got married in July this summer.
Oh, my birthday month.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so this is like, well, this is a good time to get married. We're gonna, it'll be nice outside. All of our friends and family can be there. And it's all gonna work out perfectly.
Mhm.
And there was a lot of the word it's not the word I'm looking for, but the closest I can come to is like research. You really looked into it to make it all fall together.
Mhm.
Okay, and I feel like you did most of the planning.
Oh yeah.
Okay, right,
I sure
Stash?
did.
Who's the cuteness? Yeah, hi. Yeah, who the good boy, huh? Yeah, he's giving me that judgmental look because he's upset that people are walking around outside.
Aw.
So, all right.
So
So
cute.
now let's talk about your future.
Okay.
Okay, this is where everything is headed. Now, mind you, this is not set in stone. Okay, this just talks about the path that you're on now. So, if you start making major decisions in your life that change a lot of things, all this is going to change.
Okay.
Okay, so you're looking at a little bit of travel coming your way after the whole quarantine is over. Okay, now I don't know if it's going to be a company trip or a vacation. I can't tell you, but I will tell you that you're going to be traveling out of state.
Okay.
But I'm also going to tell you that your future look right now looks like there's going to be a lot of fulfillment um, and satisfaction coming your way. So things are going to be really good for you. Um, the card of the world talks about endings, like the ending of one chapter, the beginning of a new one, but it talks about completeness and completion. So it's not like you're leaving anything behind, leaving anything undone. This is like, it's going to be a really, really good feeling for you because you're going to get to step forward in a new direction. Um, Life is going to be moving forward at a very nice pace for you. Okay,
Mhm.
which is actually being illustrated by the Wheel of Fortune. Um, but like I said, it's going to be completeness and the ending of one chapter and the beginning of another. And because the world is upright, it looks like it's going to be a very positive thing for you.
Good. I need that.
The card of the Wheel of Fortune talks about for good fortune coming your way, positive things, but it's going to start happening rapid fire. So as we come out of the quarantine, as things slow down, as far as being under lockdown and everything, businesses open back up and everything like that, understand you're going to be a very busy lady.
Okay.
Okay, but good things are coming your way because of this. Okay, I see 3 raises and a promotion or 2 within 1 year of you working at this job.
Oh wow. Well, that would be amazing.
The 3 of Cups says that you're going to get your social life back in order. Okay, the 3 of Cups is all about the celebration of you. It's about people getting together, having a good time, and enjoying each other. Okay, and you're going to get to reconnect with some people that you feel like, again, we talked about you feeling like some people were being left behind. Well, you're going to get to reconnect with them. Okay, and it's going to be like old times, like nothing changed. Okay.
Okay, that's great. Yeah.
The only thing that's a little concerning,
Hmm.
okay, is the card of strength in reverse. And this just means that there's going to be some emotional or mental issues that you're going to have to deal with that are going to be a little tough for you. Not impossible, just tough. I don't exactly know what they are, but I kind of feel like there's going to be some sort of depressions coming through. And I don't know exactly what's going to cause it. Because for me, everything that I'm seeing, especially going towards the future, is really, really good. And I
Hmm.
don't know if maybe subconsciously you have a fear of failure, or you're constantly wondering, hey, what's, well, things are going so good, you're waiting for that other shoe to drop to take it all away. I don't know if
Hmm.
that's your personality or not. Um, but this just kind of seems like there's going to be some mental battles here for you.
Um, yeah, that's actually something I've been struggling with recently. So you see that as something I'm going to continue?
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay, so I need to fix that.
Yeah. I think honestly, it's just retraining your mind to think of some, to think more positively than negatively.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not like, oh my God, I'm not used to things going so good, going so well. What's going to happen to take it all away? It's more like approach it from an attitude of gratitude, right?
Hmm.
I'm very thankful. I'm very blessed that things are going my way. I'm really thankful and blessed that I have the things that I have. I'm
Hmm.
very thankful and blessed that I'm as fortunate as I am, because there are people who are less fortunate than me.
Yeah,
And constantly keep that attitude of gratitude, and that'll keep you in a positive mindset.
got it.
Now, mind you, I'm not a therapist, but that's something that actually my therapist had recommended.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense.
Okay. So, your future card, I'm sorry, not your future card, your advice card,
Hmm.
from the powers that be, is the Page of Swords. Okay, now the Page of Swords is about uphill battles. Okay, and they're telling you not to shy away from things when they get rough. Okay, persistence and perseverance is the name of the game. Okay, because the Page of Swords is about uphill battles, but
Hmm.
when you conquer those uphill battles, when you fight them and you win, the rewards are so plentiful. So yes, we're talking about struggle, we're talking about uphill battles, but in the end, you're gonna be like, not only was it worth it, I've learned so much, but the rewards for yourself are gonna be amazing.
That's good to hear.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Um, well, honestly, when you were talking about well, not really questions, just kind of, I guess I received confirmation, if that
Okay.
makes sense,
Okay.
as far as like the career goes and relationship area goes. Career, I worked in healthcare for close to 10 years and had to resign due to health issues,
Okay.
which was a major financial burden, which is one of the things that came up in the reading. Since I was primarily I would, I mean, I guess breadwinner. Like my
Mhm.
husband did work, but I, was staying. So losing, not being able to do that, a part of it was obviously financially it was a struggle, but emotionally and mentally, I think it was actually the best thing for me. So when I started looking for jobs again, even though like the current job I just I'm gonna start training for is a major pay cut. I was hoping that it was kind of going at least gonna lead me into the right direction because I really didn't have a proper work life balance. It was more work, 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 work. Let me do everything now so that we can have what we need in the future. And I really wasn't happy, doing that. So, um, yeah. So I was concerned about the finances because of, like I said, the major pay cut.
Mhm.
But it looks like it's gonna end up working out well. I mean, then again, I guess when you're happy doing what you're doing, it ends up being better for you in the long run.
Yeah,
And
your mental health is a lot more important than your financial health. I'll tell you that. I mean, to give you an idea, right? I used to work for a company and I did tech support.
Mhm.
Okay, and I like tech support. I like the actual job of the tech support. Some of the people, not so much.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's like some of the people they weren't difficult attitude wise, but trying to explain how to do certain things for people was a challenge. And patience was not a virtue that I was blessed with. So it would get frustrating. And I finally got to move into a department that I wanted to move into because that was a stepping stone to go into programming.
Mhm.
And I got that job, and I was pretty much the only one answering the phones. I was the only level 1 tech. The level 2s were there, and they were pretty much just doing their own thing.
Got it.
So I would get very frustrated. And 2 weeks before my car, I stopped working there because I got into a car accident. Well, now 3 years ago, going in March. Um, I was coming back from my brother's house, and somebody was running from the cops and slammed into the front driver's side of my car.
Oh my God.
And I broke my arm in 2 places, and I tore a ligament in my arm. And that's why I'm not working now, because the ligament hasn't been repaired and no one's paying for that surgery. So,
Oh no.
but they
I'm so
fixed
sorry about that.
Thank you. But like you said, it was the best thing for me, because honestly, and I have no shame in admitting it, I kept saying, how can I not have to go to work but still get paid?
Mm-hmm.
And then this happened. And I'm like, oh, well, dramatic, but okay. I'm not upset about it. Um, but my mental health, my stress level, up until recently has been really good. I get to really use my gifts to help other people, which I was doing beforehand, even when I was working, but I wasn't able to dedicate a whole lot of time to it because, normal 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
Now I get to stream on Twitch. I get to have clients. I'm being signed on to a TV network to do a TV show. I got a talk show on Fridays on Twitch. I
That's
mean,
amazing.
it just gets better. So I understand what you're saying, and I understand that, yes, okay, you may be going through a pay cut, okay, but how are you up here? And this is what's important and what's here.
True. Oh, I got
So
really emotional. Like part of my personality, like you said, I'm so used to doing things a certain way. I'm very by the book.
mhm,
And what I would say the past year or two has taught me is that I'm very by the book. My husband is, like you said, the total opposite.
mhm,
But one thing that I've learned is that it's okay to not necessarily go by the book.
mhm.
I mean, I'm not gonna say okay, yeah, let's go crazy, because I am very a logical person, a very analytical person. But I've just learned how to just let go. And the same thing with the career, like what you mentioned earlier with the career. I was like, okay, well, I thought this is what I wanted. I went to school for it. I got my degree. I was doing very well at the hospital. I was, getting promoted, and just I went from being like a registrar to an assistant to a coordinator. It was just constantly an upgrade. And then I get to a certain point, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think this is for me. Especially I like to have health issues as well. So I was going through a lot, at that time, and I'm like, it's just too much right now. So yeah, so I'm just glad that this is gonna work. It looks like it's gonna work out.
Yeah, because you're
I
getting
was
the Wheel of
great
Fortune card,
about
which
that.
is a lot of good things coming your way. um
Yeah.
Now, I don't know exactly what this is referring to, but because I don't know if it's you or something or somebody that but I'm being told about a miscarriage.
Yes, that
Okay,
was me.
that was you. Okay. So I want you to understand that the soul that was with you during that time is now with your relatives and is safe. And it's a very beautiful thing, because I'm seeing the young soul holding
Mhm.
hands with some older people, some taller people, and I'm seeing that soul is at peace. So even though it didn't work out for you as far as giving birth, there's an immense feeling of gratitude towards you for at least trying, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it
Um,
does.
so know that even though you didn't carry to term, And I feel like that's part of the health issues that you have. And I'm sorry if I'm hitting too close to home. I'm sorry if I'm upsetting you. And if you want me to
Oh
stop.
no, you're not.
Okay.
No, you can go right. It's actually um, a relief that you said that because not many people know that that happened to me.
So,
You,
goes to show I'm real.
you are. You are. No, it's funny. Like I saw you the day that you and Psychic I am were doing the reading
Mhm.
on Twitch, and I just felt very I I don't not necessarily connected, but I was like, okay, just felt something when you were talking, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna see if you're readings or something like that. I was just like, so you're like, okay,
Well, thank you.
yeah, no, definitely.
Did your mom
So
have similar health issues that you do in that area? Like, did she struggle with fertility? I mean, obviously you're here, but
yeah,
I'm feeling like there's some issues with fertility, and this is type of a genetic thing.
you know what's so my mother. No, well, I'm one of the oldest. I have two younger sisters. So
Okay.
my mom did have, children, but she did mention that she, my sister and I are like 5 years apart.
You-
So,
You're,
I,
you're
so
breaking up
me,
just a little bit.
oh, I'm so sorry. Hold on. Is it maybe it's is this better?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. So I'm the oldest. So the age difference between me and my middle sister is about 5 to 6 years.
Okay.
So even though my mom was never really diagnosed with any fertility issues, she did say that it took her. She didn't think she was gonna have any other children. It took her, I guess, that long to have my middle sister. But then there's like a year between my middle sister and my youngest sister. If any sense. So there was like a time span between me and my sister, but then my middle sister, my younger sister were like kind of back to back. So she never really said there was fertility issues, but she kind of assumed that there could have been, but she was never like, you know, diagnosed or tested or anything like that.
I feel like she's not the she's and I mean no disrespect to your mom, but I feel like she's not the most open person. Um, I feel like there's a lot of things like she likes to keep to herself. She doesn't like putting on any type of face that shows that there's any problem. She likes the happy things. She always likes to to present a happy face to everybody. She doesn't like anybody seeing her sad, or she doesn't like anybody knowing too much of her business.
Yes, that is my mom.
Hi, baby. Yes, hi. I don't know what you're meowing at me for. It's not dinner time yet. Um, see, and now you made a mess. Look at you. Really? Now, guess who has to clean that up? I had a bag of Halloween candy that was on the floor, and all that's left in it is these really sour sweet tart, or what you call it? What are they? They're like, yeah, sweet tarts, but they're sour, not sweet.
Hmm.
And all the other stuff, like some of the old, that it had Nerds, which I love, the Nerds candies and stuff like that. So I had all that in the bag, because I just every time I eat them, I just throw the empty boxes back in the bag. And someone has decided to dig a bunch of them out, and he looks so proud.
He's like, mission accomplished.
Yeah, pretty much. Um, did your mom and your dad either split or about to be split for a period of time?
They split. They split when I think I was 7 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because like they're talking about like a feeling of responsibility, and I'm not sure if you're the one who felt responsible or one of the other children felt responsible, but if you guys felt like the children felt like that they were the burden, and that's why mom and dad split.
Um, I don't. Mm, I wouldn't say that I felt. Well, I'm not sure about my sisters. They've never expressed that, and they were actually really little when my parents separated. Um, but I wouldn't necessarily say that I think that, or either I or my sisters were the reasons that they split up. But or responsible in that aspect. However, I will say that that's when I became um, kind of very I'm sorry, I'm gonna start crying.
It's okay.
Very protective over my sisters,
Hmm.
and felt that I needed to be the responsible one because my dad was. And that's also when, like, I remember just, I think that's when I became who I am now, as far as the reason why I'm very by the book. And it's because I saw that my dad wasn't responsible and didn't take care of what he needed to. So I kind of vowed to myself that I would never be placed in that situation like my mom was, having three young daughters and now having everything fall on her plate type of thing. So I think that's part of I would say, responsibility in that aspect. Like, I became a very responsible person, very by the book, very independent. I'm not depending on anyone else. I'm looking after my sisters type of thing because of that, because of their separation.
Well, you have three males that are stepping forward. I don't know who they are. Two of them feel kind of older. So to me, when I say older, the first thing that I think of are like grandfathers. But you have a younger one that might have been like an uncle or a cousin, also stepping forward. And I don't know exactly where they fit on the family tree. I don't know where the younger one fits on on the in the uh, in the relationship aspect, but the two older ones definitely feel like grandparents. They have like a very kind of like a wise energy is the best way I can put it. Like they've lived a long life, they've accumulated a lot of things, and I feel like I don't know if his father is still alive, but if it's not his father, then it'd be his grandfather because there's a male here that's saying that I taught my kids better.
Oh my God, Steve, you're so on the money right now. So the two older male figures would be, well, I'm assuming, would be my grandfather, which is my father's father.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, just so a little thing. So I have always only known my father's father and my mother's mother, because my grandmother from my father's mother passed away young, and my mother's father passed away when she was like 2 years old. So I've never met them. I've only known grandmother from my mother's side and from my grandfather's side. He passed away when my husband and I first started dating. He passed away. The other older man, I believe, might be my great uncle, which is my grandmother's brother. We were very close, and he was kind of like a grandfather to me.
Okay.
Or it could also be my mother's father. I'm not sure. Like I said, I've never met him, but he passed away when my mom was young. And the younger person is my uncle. I actually have a picture of him next to me. um, he passed away several years ago.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. I was actually thinking about him the other day. So, well, I think about him all the time, but I just been like really missing him.
Well, you're getting a privilege that not a lot of people get because when I do the life readings, I usually don't channel.
Mm-hmm.
But they are stepping forward, and out of respect for them, and to kind of give you a kind of a push. I kind of feel like there's a push in a direction that you need. So I'm allowing them to speak, and again, his father is saying, I did not teach my son that. I taught him to be a man. I told him to stick around. I taught him that no matter what, your kids are the most important.
Yeah, that was actually one of the biggest arguments they always had. It's like my grandfather was always upset because he was like, I taught you to be a leader, not a follower type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And um, yeah, I could totally, yeah, that's just confirming to me that grandfather.
Now, did the uncle, and I could be wrong about this, but one of those people passed from the chest, like a heart or a lung issue.
Yes,
My chest feels very heavy.
Yes, my uncle. He had a heart attack.
Okay. So and he's like, I didn't expect this. He's
Nope.
like, I didn't expect for that to happen. He's like, I know I wasn't the healthiest, but at the same time, I did not expect for my heart to just give out like that.
Yeah, it was. Oh my God.
Was he, because he's showing me that what I'm seeing, and I don't mean this as in any offense or disrespect, but I'm being shown a balloon. When I see a single balloon and it talks about a person, it's usually someone who was not thin. Okay.
No, it's so funny because I always used to, because my uncle was extremely thin for many years. He, uh, he, he was a drug addict for, I would say, most of my life. And towards, I would say maybe the last 10 years or so, he just got clean, he was doing better, and he gained so much weight. And I would always laugh and, just kind of touch his belly and be like, Dio, you're about to pop like a balloon. Like his stomach was like, it's like, so, like, I can't say I just love food. so, so he's really like, kind of just out there like a balloon. So yeah.
So he's like, I can't believe that's what he's like, because he was actually going to talk about the drug usage, but you talked about it already, so I'm not going to bring that up. But he was like, he's like, out of everything that I did, that was not what I expected to take me out.
It's so true.
But he's like, he wants you to know that while that there was hardships on you and the family because of his addiction,
Mm-hmm.
that one thing that he wants you to know that he does not want you or anyone else to feel guilty or feel bad about his passing. He said, because the last years of my life were filled with happiness and joy. Because
Yeah.
I got to experience life as life is, not what was all in my head. Actually, he was saying chemical induced, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
So he's grateful that that's the way that he went. Like, he was unexpected. Like, I didn't think food was going to kill me, and me being overweight was going to take out my heart. But at least then I was able to experience life the way it was, and I'm okay with my passing.
Thank you so much for that. That's honestly one of the things that my family and I were saying. Is like, I mean, obviously it hurts us that he's gone because he was such an energetic and lively person. Um, and, even at his worst, he was there for a lot of us more than like even my own father. But one of the things that I know I've always said is, at least he passed away this and not still in the situation than before. So that's kind of just brings a little bit of comfort knowing that. But you're right, it was totally unexpected. He literally, um, from what we were told, he was in bed with his wife, and he kind of sat up, or like suddenly, and leaned over towards the edge of the bed. And he's a jokester, so he was always joking around, and she thought he was, or he said like, I can't breathe, and she thought he was joking around, and he literally, like, in that, like, within a matter of seconds was gone. So,
And I feel like, and okay, so now I know, because I was trying to figure out who the female was that was carrying this large burden of guilt. Let her know that he says it's okay.
but
And
she's actually she passed away a few years ago.
okay, then there's someone else who's still alive that's holding on to some sort of guilt over this.
Sort of guilt. Okay.
Did someone not get a chance? Okay, maybe this will be it. Did someone not get a chance to say goodbye? Like, there might have been a funeral or something, someone couldn't make it.
I'm not sure about if someone couldn't make it. I mean, okay, it's kind of a, not, I wouldn't say weird situation. Maybe it could be the mother of his children. So my uncle was with who I consider my aunt for many, many years since they were teenagers. He has 4 children with her. But they ended up separating, and he met, a wife that who has since passed. And it was kind of, I know she was kind of, I guess, feeling uncertain as they were together for 20 plus years and were never married. And then he meets this other man within a matter of a few years, they're married type of situation. So I don't know if it's her. I know I always felt that I wasn't able to, the last time I saw him a few months before he passed away. And actually before he passed, like a day or two before, he went to my grandmother's house. And my grandmother said, it was just weird because he was just kind of standing there and just staring at the walls and the pictures and stuff. And then he went across the street to my aunt's house and just to see them. It might be my mother. We did stop by my mother's house as well, to see them, but she wasn't at home, I believe. And I know that was something that she was like, oh, I didn't get, because it was. I think it sounds kind of cliche to say, I think he knew it was going to happen, even though he wasn't expecting it, because it seemed as if, at least to us, like if he was kind of making his rounds before it happened. But I know my mom felt bad that she wasn't at home when he went. And I know I felt bad that I didn't get to see him either, but I'm not sure. Maybe it could be either one of us. Because it was so unexpected that, like I said, none of us ever thought that it would happen. So I'm pretty sure a lot of us, family or friends, have regrets.
Well, he's saying that he wants everyone to release those regrets because when he passed, again, he was like, you know what? I lived the best years of my life before I passed. And the soul always knows when it's about to depart, even if it's not something that the soul communicates to us on a conscious level. Because our soul knows how long it's going to be here. It doesn't tell us, but it knows. So I think there was some instinct that was compelling him to do that. But he's like, you know what? It's okay because of the way that I lived at the end. That was really my life. That's when I was really alive. And he's saying that right now he's surrounded by a lot of people that he's been missing, meaning other family members, and he's actually highlighting a best friend.
Okay.
So
I'm not, sure. Unless it's his wife, because they were peas in a pods.
No, this is this best friend is a male friend.
Okay. All right.
You may not know who it is. I'm just letting you know that he's with the people that he's surrounded by familiar people.
Okay.
So where he is now, he's at peace. And he's like, I'm sorry I left. I'm sorry that I put people through what I put them through during my years of addiction. He goes, but I hope that at least I was able to make up for some of it during the time when I was sober during the last years of my life. I hope I was able to bring at least some joy to take away some of that pain that I caused some people. He goes, that gave my life meaning. He's like, it was unexpected. I didn't expect to go. He goes, but if I had to choose this way over the way that I was, I choose this way.
That brings so much happiness to my heart. Thank you.
Very welcome. They all just smiled and waved at you. One of them threw a red rose at you. The rest threw a white rose at you, which is the red rose represents love and contentment. The rest of it represents peace and them saying goodbye. So they're stepping back. So you got a really beautiful message from your relatives. You've got a really good reading. You've got a lot of good things going on and going forward for you. So I'm really hoping that everything for you here stays the way that it was read and that nothing really major changes here for you. And I'm very sorry for the losses that you've had to endure. But I really do wish you the best of luck and may God bless you and your family.
Thank you so much, Steve. I can't even begin to tell you how appreciative I am. I'm so happy that we kind of joined paths in a way.
Absolutely.
and that I was able to do this. Your gift is a blessing. So.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you wouldn't mind, did you add me on Facebook by any chance?
Facebook, no, I have Facebook. I rarely go on it.
Okay.
I do have you on. I followed you on Twitch, but I can definitely add you on Facebook.
Okay. Do you have Instagram?
Yes, I have Instagram.
Okay. Do you use it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Steve the Medium on Instagram. If you wouldn't mind, it just kind of helps me out a little bit. Throwing up like a really like take a picture of me or whatever. Post a picture if you want. You can do a screenshot of this, and if you want, you can crop it with the cards and everything, and just write a little bit of a review, just
Oh, of
saying
course.
just so that people know what's going on, they're seeing it. That really helps me out a lot. So I would appreciate it if you could do
I
that.
certainly would. Give me one moment and I'll take a picture right now. I'm sorry, give me 1 second.
Take your time.
What is wrong with my laptop today? You know what? You know what? Let me just grab my phone. Today is not a day of technology for me.
Yeah, I feel you.
Okay, let me take a look at my phone. Okay, awesome. Got it.
Excellent. Well, I mean, feel free to ask any questions whenever. I will tell you that as far as the reading is concerned, unless I re-listen to this reading about right after I'm done, I'm probably not going to remember most of what I told you. It's just the way it works. It's like when I'm done, it goes poof.
Yeah, I get it.
But if you do ever have any questions going forward, please feel free to ask. If it's about the reading, just remind me what card it was and what I told you, what the card was representing, and then it'll jog my memory a little bit, and I'll be able to elaborate on whatever it is.
Sure. Well, it actually it was great because it just confirmed a lot of the things that I was kind of questioned. Like I knew deep down in my heart, I knew, but then kind of questioned as well. Even with the relationship thing with my husband and the soulmates thing. Like we've had some difficult times. Some I didn't think we were kind of get out of, but yeah, you got us and you got our personalities down too.
Well, I'm just going to stop recording this. Hold on one moment.
Sure.
Hold on.